Welcome to the Golden State Media Concepts Life and Happiness Podcast, the show that takes you on a journey of exploration. We'll discuss tried and true methods alongside the latest trends of how to best live your life to its fullest and happiest. From psychology to meditation, science to self-help books, the GSMC Life and Happiness Podcast will help you to discover what makes you happy and how you can live life being the best you possible.
Welcome to GSMC Life and Happiness Podcast, brought to you by the GSMC Podcast Network. I am your host, Alyssa Jo. Hello, everybody. How is it going today? I hope you're having a wonderful day so far. My day started super early this morning, but for some reason, I am just flying today. I have so much energy, so I'm super excited to be sharing today's episode with you because I actually am taking some of these tips that I'm going to be talking to you about today and been implementing them in my life, and I just have so much energy right now. So hopefully these tips and tricks can help you have some energy. I want to talk today about being motivated and staying focused on your goals during this summertime. Right now, sometimes it can be hard to stay focused during the summer because it's warm out. Depending where you live, it might be always warm out, but it's warm out where I am. So the weather's hot, the sun is shining, but people are doing lots of activities. Even during the pandemic, there's still lots of things that we can be doing right now. People are out on the water, going for walks and hikes and kayaking and doing all these different things. And I have sometimes such a hard time focusing during this time when everybody else is having fun and I need to do work. I do have FOMO, the fear of missing out, but it's especially prominent during the summer months when it seems like everyone is just having a blast and doing so many activities, and if I'm stuck inside doing something, my FOMO eats me alive. And it can just be super hard to stay focused during the summer regardless. You know, we all want to spend time outside. A lot of people have vacation during summertime. Some people just don't work at all during the summertime. So thinking about that, it's like, oh, I want to have a vacation. I want to relax. I want to enjoy the sun, the nice weather while I can. But we are not all that lucky to be able to take a bunch of the summer off and to relax and enjoy the nice weather. So we still got goals to reach. We still got things to focus on. And, you know, this podcast is here to help you live your life to the fullest and the happiest. And no matter what time of the year is, we got to focus on our goals. So I'm going to break today's episode down in 3 sections. Our goals for work or school, our goals for fitness and our health, and then our finance goals. I thought I would add that in today as well because I feel like those are the 3 kind of main topics, main goals that we all concentrate on and that can really be hard to stay focused on, especially during the summer months. So the sun for me is so draining. I am naturally a redhead. I fry in the sun. I just don't do well with hot weather. I do enjoy the hot weather if I'm in the shade and I can drink a bunch of water or jump into the lake. I enjoy it. Don't get me wrong. But the hot weather for me can be super draining. I get really, really tired. I'm sure a lot of people do. You know, you got that. Not even when you have heat stroke. Just sun in general is quite draining. So that can just add on to how we're not able to focus in the summer. But I think the other half of it too is that we see so many people doing activities. There's so many fun activities that we can do in the summer outdoors, in the sun. And when you're not able to go out and do those with your friends and family and stuff because you got other things to focus on, it can be really daunting and draining and we can fall off track really easily. So I'm going to be giving you some tips today of how we can stay on track with those 3 sections of goals. So your school, your work, fitness, health, and then your finance. Hopefully these are things that you can implement into your life and that will help you stay focused during the summer, the last little stretch of summer that we have, and hopefully you can just stay focused and do your thing so that when fall comes around, you're still on track with your goals. I just find a lot of people can fall off track during the summer months, and then they feel like they're doing a bunch of catching up when it comes to fall, when either you're going back to school if you're still in school, or maybe, I just feel like fall seems like a start over, and if you're not kind of prepared for that, you've fallen off track because of summer, it can just be hard to get jump started again. Now, I do want to say before I jump into some information that this isn't all, like, you don't have to be working on your goals 24/7 during the summer. Definitely enjoy the time that you can. I am going to be talking about taking some time off because that's very important as well, and enjoying the summer months is definitely very important. It all depends on you and what you want to do. If you are a huge summer person and you really want to work your schedule around that you can spend as much time outside or doing summer activities as you can, then do it. If you are somebody like me who definitely enjoys summer, but it's definitely not my favorite time of the year, I can focus a little bit more sometimes in the summer. So it depends on who you are. It depends on kind of where you're at, what you're doing with your life. So all of these tips, just remember to tailor to yourself as much as possible, and definitely take breaks every chance that you get. It's summer, enjoy your breaks. So with all that being said, just because summer is here, it does not mean that we get to take all those breaks or those vacations that we need when others might be able to. And it just can be hard to find that motivation anytime during the year, but I just really find that summer activities and things that we can do when the weather is so beautiful makes it extra difficult to stay focused on the things we need to do, especially when our friends or family are taking time off or have that more free time during these summer months. Your FOMO might be kicking in just like mine does. So let's talk about school, work, those kind of goals right now. My first tip for you, and my first tip for all of these sections, is take some time off so that you can stay on track. Working 7 days a week during the summer, it's just not realistic. I just have to admit, it's not realistic. Make sure that you are taking time off. You're taking a weekend, which leads to my next tip, is plan in advance. Book your time off. Book weekends for yourself, even if you don't have plans yet, but you just know that you're going to need some free time. Do it. Book in advance and organize your life that way, because it also gives you something to look forward to. It means that you can work harder for, a few weeks if you know that you have a weekend off or a 5-day weekend coming up that you booked off from work or from school or whatever it is. So we just tend to work harder when we get something to look forward to, when we get that reward at the end of it. There's nothing wrong with giving yourself a reward of a break, especially during the summer months. So let yourself have weekends or nights off and just plan in advance. Because if you don't make time to take time off, you are probably going to fall off track. You're going to drain yourself. You're just going to lose your social life and all these things. So it is important to take some time off so that you can stay on track. Now, my next tip for you is just doing your work where you can also enjoy the beautiful things about summer. Personally, I love sitting at coffee shops to get my work done, but during the summer months, I have 2 now favorite coffee shops that have awesome patios, and I love their patios because I can find shade in both of them, and I can sit all day long in my shade, get my refill of my iced coffee, and get my work done. So I still feel like I'm being very productive because I'm working all day long, but I'm enjoying the nice weather and just the sounds of the birds and the beautiful things of summer outside. So if you are able to do that, do your work where you can still enjoy those beautiful things. Or maybe in your backyard, if you have a nice backyard, you can sit out on the patio. Just try to do stuff outside. Get your work done outside if it's possible. Like I said, coffee shops, you still got Wi-Fi there. Your backyard, you still got Wi-Fi, whatever it is. I also really enjoy just going to a field, laying down a towel in the shade once again, because I will fry if I don't. But I will lay a towel down in the shade and I will write. So I'll write in my journal, or I'll plan things. I'll get my weekly planner, my monthly planner. Maybe I'll plan my schedule a bit. Just do something that doesn't require Wi-Fi for my work. So I do a lot of writing, planning, organizing, that kind of stuff. But you still kind of get to enjoy the feeling of summer. And I really enjoy sitting in a field because right now everybody is outside, keeping their social distancing groups and playing catch or balls and stuff. And it's just kind of nice to be around summer activities, even if you're not doing them. It just brings me happiness. So if you can, sit out in a field, read a book even, get outside to enjoy those type of things. If you have lots of reading to do for school or for work, then definitely do that stuff outside. My next thing though for you is just create a routine for the work that you do have to get done. Maybe your routine changes in the summertime. Maybe, usually you don't really like waking up early, but maybe in the summertime you make an effort to make sure that you're up super early and you can get things done so that you can let yourself enjoy a summer afternoon or the evening. Maybe in the winter you have to sleep in a little bit later and you like to work a little bit later. Maybe the summer, sun is up, you're up with it, and you are working on stuff early. I think that's sometimes the best case scenario. I like to wake up super early, get stuff done so that, my day kind of drags on and then my friends are going to go do stuff in the afternoon. Maybe I'll be able to join them if I have all of my things done early enough. So wake up early. But most importantly, just create a routine that works for you to get your work done. Maybe you really don't like to do work in the morning. Maybe you're more of an evening type of get your work done. So maybe you still get up at a decent time and you enjoy your summer morning and then you go to work. Whatever it is for you that works, just tailor these tips to you. But finding a routine and sticking to a routine is super important. And just remember that this routine is going to differ from your winter routine or your fall routine or things like that. We can all sometimes switch things up depending on your weather and what you're doing at that time. All right, so I do have a few more tips on how we can stay focused on our school and work goals during the summer months, but it is time for a little bit of a break, but don't go anywhere. I'll finish up these tips about school and work, then I'm going to jump into fitness and health, and then at the end of today's episode, I will also jump into some finance tips of how you can stay on track with your finances during the summer months. All right, so stay tuned. I will be right back.
Are you tired of the same old news? Are you sick of the seemingly endless political spin and negativity? The GSMC America Still Beautiful podcast is a weekly news podcast covering all the top positive and uplifting news stories. We cover stories that will inspire, uplift, and remind you of the good in the world. Tune into the Golden State Media Concepts America Still Beautiful podcast to get all the great and positive news stories of today. Download the GSMC America Still Beautiful podcast on iTunes, Stitcher, SoundCloud, Google Play, or anywhere you find podcasts. Just type GSMC in the search bar.
Welcome back to GSMC Life and Happiness Podcast. In case you forgot, my name is Alyssa Jo. I am your host, and today we are talking all about how to stay motivated or be motivated and stay focused on your goals during the summer months. We're talking about school, work goals, fitness, health, and your finance goals. So let's finish up what I was saying before the break about school and work. So making sure that you take some time off, making sure you plan in advance, do your work somewhere where you can still enjoy beautiful things about summer, like go to a coffee shop and sit on a nice patio, enjoy the weather in your backyard and still get work done, go to a field and read a book, whatever it is that you can do it, as well as make sure that you are on a routine and you tailor this routine to your summer attitude and your summer wants and needs, because it's going to be different for everybody. My next tip for you, though, is just beat procrastination and get ahead on the work that you need to do. Think of it this way. If you get everything done as soon as possible, then you're able to enjoy more time off. So if you are able to just work, maybe for a week, work really, really long days, get everything done, but then you have a full day or two off the next week, for me, that is totally worth it. Beat your procrastination, get things done right away as soon as you need to do them, because when you hold them off, it's also hard to actually enjoy sometimes, like when you do have an evening off. So say you have an evening off, you're going to go boating with your friends, and you're super excited about it, but then in the back of your head, you're also thinking of that essay you need to write, or that work thing that you need to do, whatever it is, it's in the back of your head, and you're not letting yourself fully enjoy that evening off on the boat with your friends. So beat your procrastination, get things done ahead of time. Like I said, wake up super early in the morning, get things done, beat that procrastination so that you can enjoy the time off when you do have the time off. My next tip though is limit your time even more on social media. While we're trying to focus on our goals, it can be really hard to not be kind of entangled in social media, and all these things are these days, and we have to learn how to put our phone away. But I find especially in these summer months, we don't want to be wasting any time. I know I don't want to waste any time that I could spend time outside while I'm just instead of like scrolling on Instagram. So limit your time on social media even more. Just stay focused for the hours that you need to, and when you get some time off, then you can maybe enjoy your social media and you can enjoy the outdoors, whatever you need to do. This is also because I find social media during the summer months, there is a lot of influencers and things like that, people posting different things, and if you have FOMO like I do, that can even make you more sad, seeing all these things on social media of what people are doing, and if you got FOMO, it affects you that way. So just think of it that way. Try to avoid it so that it doesn't bother you, that you maybe see all these people, going on boats and doing all these summer activities when you're stuck inside studying away. But always remember too, like working in the summers, being in school in the summer, it's just one summer, maybe it's just a couple summers of your life, that's all it is. You're going to have so many other summers to enjoy, so just get your work done and focus. So now this kind of leads to the next one. Just limit your distractions even more than you're used to. Try to organize your life so that there is no kind of distractions in your work zone. If you work in an office or you go to your school, try to limit anything that can distract you. So putting your phone away, turning it off. People don't turn it off. You can still hear your phone when it vibrates in your bag, and it's still gonna bug you. It's still gonna distract you. So turn it off, turn it on Do Not Disturb, put it away, put anything away that is causing you to be distracted during that time. Especially right now, you want to beat your procrastination, you want to stay focused, and kind of push all those other things aside. And then my last tip for you when it comes to school and work goals in the summer is just keep your eye on the prize. Remind yourself why you're going after your goals. Remind yourself why you're working so hard in the summer months. You're obviously doing it for a reason, and you're doing a really great job because you've made it this far, and it's hard to do that. It is so hard to stay focused in the summer. So just keep your eye on the prize. Remind yourself why you do it. Do some self-reflection. Write down your goals. Track your progress. I think that's huge. Just remember why you're doing all of this, and it makes it a lot easier. Remind yourself of that end goal. Remind yourself of all the small victories that you're doing, to get to that end goal. The small victory of just doing work during the summer. Like, that is a big victory, actually. So focus on those things. All right, now let's jump to some fitness and health tips. Summer is filled with yummy food that we like to eat. All the ice cream and gelato, and I guess that's all I eat during the summer, ice cream and gelato. But I'm just saying, there's so many yummy summer treats that we like to eat all the time. And, when you're going to the beach, you kind of grab a bag of chips because it's easier, or you go for a walk and you get an ice cream downtown, or whatever you do. I just find summer is filled with yummy treats, and there's nothing wrong with that. So before I jump into these tips, treat yourself. It is summertime. Have an ice cream cone. Have a gelato. Have a bag of chips. Do your thing while you're at the beach or while you're walking around. There is nothing wrong with treating yourself whatsoever. But if you are really trying to stay on track with your fitness and health goals, we do have to limit ourselves to things like that, to all that sugar intake, because summer treats, they're full of sugar. They are delicious, but they are full of sugar. So try to, just stay focused on you and what your goals are for this. If you just want to kind of stay healthy and stay fit the way you are, you know what you're doing, just pay attention to your diet a little bit more, add some physical activity, you'll be okay. But if you're really trying to focus on, your health and your fitness, maybe you're trying to lose weight, all of these kind of things, it is really important to try to stay focused on how many frozen treats you're having and all that kind of stuff. But with the hot weather, we want to drink slushy drinks, we want to eat ice cream, and when the sun is beaming down on us, it drains our energy that we don't have a lot of energy to go work out sometimes or to do more physical activities, especially not in the middle of the day. If you live somewhere where it's really, really hot, it's super hard to go for your run or do something like that. Summer also consists of a lot of patio drinks and fun coolers and things like that. So even if that causes, summer's going to cause you to eat a little bit differently no matter what. And there's nothing wrong with that. But we still want to stay focused on our goals and not fall off track too much. So what exactly can we do to make sure that we are staying motivated in the fitness and health aspect of our lives during the summertime? Well, just do summer activities that involve exercise. I mean, there is plenty of them that involve physical movement. You can go on hikes. There's different water sports. You can just go swimming. Some are beach sports. If you want to play some beach volleyball, there's so many different summer activities that do burn those calories as well. So enjoy your summer, but also get that physical activity in you so that you can stay on track with your health and fitness goals. I find that summer has so many fun activities that make you sweat. I love a good hike up a mountain. I love, being in the water or doing some beach sports with your friends, just walking around too. I think a lot of people just go for walks. But if you do enjoy working out in the summer, go for your runs in the morning. It'll be a little bit cooler, or go for your runs later in the evening. It's a little bit cooler. Things like that can really help you still stay focused and do those things and not be too drained by the super hot weather that you're experiencing. And then my next tip for this is join a workout class or a club to help you stay motivated. I just find in the summer, we're eating our ice cream, we're drinking our slushy drinks, we're having a good time, and it can be really hard sometimes to get our butt to the gym or get our butt outside and going for a hike or going for a run, just because, we just want to chill. We want to relax. Summer is also supposed to be for relaxation. So if you are really having a hard time focusing on those types of things, I highly suggest joining a workout class or going to a club, because then you are assigned, your time. You have to join this club or this class, and you just have to do it. Right now during the pandemic, my gym is only allowing us to go in. We have to make an appointment, and you only get an hour, and I thought I would hate it, but it's honestly been the best thing ever because it's kept me motivated. I know that I have an appointment. That means I have to go. When I book my 6 a.m. gym session, I got to be there. It's an appointment, just like, I would book a doctor's appointment or something like that. So it's an appointment, and then I only have an hour in there, which means that you work your butt off because you want to get everything done that you want to do within that hour. It's such a short period of time, but you just want to get everything done, and you just work your butt off and you do it. So if your gym has something like that right now, I highly suggest doing it. I held off for a little bit because I was like, I don't like the appointment idea, but I am so glad that I started because it's kept me such on track with my fitness goals this summer right now. All right, so I do have a few more tips about fitness and health and how to stay focused during these summer months, but it is time for another break. So when we get back, I'll go over my last few tips I do have about health and fitness, and then I'll jump into talking a little bit more about our finances and some money and how we can make sure that we are staying on track in that aspect of our life, and that'll sum up today's episode. So school, work, fitness, health, and finance. How are we staying motivated and focused during the summer months? Don't go anywhere. I will be right back.
Tired of searching the vast jungle of podcasts? Now listen close and hear this out. There's a podcast network that covers just about everything that you've been searching. Hey! The Golden State Media Concepts Podcast Network is here. Nothing less than a podcast bliss with endless hours of podcast coverage. From news, sports, music, fashion, cooking, entertainment, fantasy, football, and so much more. So stop lurking around and go straight out to the Golden State Media Concepts Podcast Network. Guaranteed to fill that podcast itch. Whatever it may be. Visit us at www.gsmcpodcast.com. Follow us on Facebook and Twitter, and download us on iTunes, SoundCloud, and Google Play.
to GSMC Life and Happiness Podcast. Hello. We are on the last stretch of today's episode. Let me finish up the last few tips that I do have about staying on your fitness and health goals, staying on track with them during the summer months. So we talked a little bit more about making sure you're just paying attention to all the frozen yummy treats that you're eating in the summer, just keeping track on that stuff. Remember, everything in moderation. Enjoy your ice cream, enjoy your gelato, enjoy your slushy Starbucks Frappuccino or whatever, your Slurpees, whatever you want to enjoy them. But everything is in moderation when you are still focusing on that fitness and health aspect of your life. Enjoy your patio drinks, enjoy those nachos or those things that you're eating. Totally fine. Just you got to tailor all these things to you and what you want out of your goals, right? So always stay focused and on track with that. Do those summer activities that involve exercise. There's so many that hikes, water sports, summer beach sports. Go outside and get physical with those fun summer activities that we can do. Join a workout class so that you are staying motivated and that you have to be there. Now, my next tip for you now is find a summer workout buddy to help hold you accountable. If you don't want to go to a gym or you don't want to join a class right now, find your summer workout buddy and do it together. Wake up early and go for runs together. Do some stuff outside or whatever it is. Do some summer activities together that involve exercise. Find your workout buddy and hold each other accountable for those things, because that is super helpful. Now, my next tip is just do your workouts in the morning when it's cooler. I did mention that. And also, you can be doing these workouts at home, because at-home workouts can be quick and effective. Say you just want to stay on track with your health and fitness. You just don't want to, you don't want to fall off track, but you're not really trying to lose weight. You're not really trying to, train for anything like that. You're just trying to stay in shape during those summer months. But you just don't really want to spend your time in the gym or spend your time at a workout class. Doing at-home workouts can be super effective and super efficient. It saves you time from driving to the gym or going, outside you can go outside for a run just outside your house. That's easy as well. But just find some stuff that you can do at home. Even if you don't have a bunch of equipment, there's so many things online that you can go on Pinterest, even go on Instagram and just search up some at-home workouts with no equipment. I swear your page will be flooded with them. You'll get so many ideas, and you can enjoy your time outside. Do it in your backyard, do it even in your house if you have to, whatever it is. This is just a very quick and effective way to still get your workout in so that you're staying on track with your health and fitness goals, but you don't have to drag yourself to the gym. And sometimes, being stuck in a stuffy gym in the summer is just not fun. It's just not fun at all. And if you really don't want to do that, don't force yourself to do that in the summer. There's so many ways that you can get a good workout just by doing stuff at home with your own body. You don't need to buy weights. You don't need to buy anything like that. Just go online, search some of these things up, and find what works for you. And then always, going for walks, going for runs, getting cardio in that way, going for hikes, doing your summer activities. That's your perfect cardio. You don't need to worry about anything else. So if you don't want to go to a gym, don't go to a gym during the summer. Totally fine. You can still stay on track. So those are all the tips that I have for you for staying on your fitness and health goals during the summertime. Now let's talk about money. Money is such a huge thing. It is our biggest worry. It is our biggest stressor. Most of the time, people all struggle with finances at one point in their life, and it is hard to stay on track. I find that in the summer, since, a lot of people do have more vacation time, people do a lot more weekend trips or just try to go do more fun things. Sometimes we can spend our money quite easily in the summer. Maybe you're going for lots of road trips, or maybe, you're just spending time doing other things, or if you're going boating, that's gas right there, or bringing food and drinks and all these different things that just cost more money. So, you just spend your money on various different things that maybe you wouldn't have before or in different months. And so how are we going to stay on track with our finances during these months? And my biggest tip for you, of course, is just making a budget and sticking to your budget. I guess that is probably the most straightforward, obvious tip that I could give you. But sometimes people forget that it is possible to stay within your means. And I have a budget all year round, but my budget does change a little bit in the summer most of the time. Right now, I'm still working away and in school and stuff, so it hasn't changed too much for me this summer. But most summers, I always adjust my budget accordingly because I do know that I spend more money in the summer. I spend more time going out with friends, getting drinks, going for food, eating ice cream, or doing weekend trips. I used to love going for a weekend trip. I would get an Airbnb and go spend the weekend on a lake at an Airbnb or whatever it is. You just spend more money doing those things. And so I knew for myself that I spent more spending money, just more kind of free time money. But I also realized that I don't spend as much gas money because I'm walking around everywhere unless I'm going for those trips on the weekend. But most of the time I'm able to walk most places that I need to go. So I spend a little bit less money on my gas, but I spend more money on spending. So I just try to adjust my budget accordingly to those things. There's lots of things that you can do there's lots of different apps. I always just keep a journal of my budgeting, and I do write down every single thing that I buy. I am just a little bit OCD that way. I like to write everything down and put it in front of me. But this is a super effective way to stay on track of your budget. Especially, if you don't really know kind of your spending routine, you don't really understand, where is all my money going? It is super, super effective to have everything written down. Go through your debit card statement, your credit card statement, and write everything down. Or just when you buy it, grab your little book and write it down. And then you'll be able to track your progress and see where you spend your money. And you'll notice maybe you spend a lot of money, going out for drinks. Maybe it's too much money going out for food and drinks with friends, and maybe you need to cut back on that a little bit. Maybe, you could spend a little bit more on groceries instead of going out for food and all these things. But if you write all of it down, you can see it in front of you and you can kind of pinpoint where you're spending the most money and where you're not. So where you can move around things and where can you adjust your budget. Now, even though summer can be expensive, there is also a lot of things that you can do that does not cost a lot of money. There's a lots of treats that you can make at home and fun things that you can do that way that it doesn't cost very much money at all. There's also, I find, more opportunities to make extra cash during the summer. You can do simple things as literally putting out a lemonade stand in your community and selling lemonade. And that's just some money for you. That is just some spending money. You could wake up early and mow people's lawns in your area, like in your community. There's things that you can do for extra cash during the summer that people don't want to do. Yard work is huge. Mowing people's lawns, things like that. You can wake up early and do that for people, and they will pay you good money. So staying on track with your finances, if you do like to spend more money in the summer months, try to think of a way that you can bring in some extra cash as well. So maybe you do get to mow some lawns or start a lemonade stand, simple things like that. Or just find another part-time job that only, gives you a few hours a week, but it just gives you that extra spending money so that you're not stressed out. Another thing that I really like to do in the summer is making sure I am putting a portion of my money into my savings. I usually do this all year round as well, but in the summertime, I pay a little bit more attention to it because sometimes I'm not able to put in as much savings into my savings account as I would like, as I do in the other months. And you just have to remember that that's okay. So my biggest tip for you for staying on track with your finances during the summer months is just writing everything down that you see and adjusting your budget accordingly. And when you put that money away in your savings, then you have that when you want to go away on a weekend trip. This also comes with planning things ahead. If you're able to put some money away from a couple paychecks so that at the end of the summer you get a weekend where you get to go away and treat yourself to a little 3-day weekend vacation, 100% do it. So just write things down, track where you spend your money, adjust your budget accordingly to those things, and then you can find ways to make extra cash in the summer, and you can find ways to save more and do all these things, and just do activities that don't cost as much money. Because as much as summer can be expensive, it can also be really, really affordable because there's so many activities that you can do that cost nothing, like going swimming in a lake, or just hanging out at the beach, or things like that. So find those activities that you don't have to spend any money on. You can just bring your bottled water or some snacks from your house and you're good to go. All right, well, that is all that I have for you today. I hope you enjoyed today's episode. Thank you so much for listening to GSMC Life and Happiness Podcast, brought to you by the GSMC Podcast Network. I am your host, Alyssa Jo. Thank you so much for being here. Please do not forget to hit that subscribe button, to like and follow us on social media, and leave a 5-star review. You know how much it helps, and I absolutely love reading the reviews. I've been updating our social medias very regularly, so go chat with me on there. If you have any extra tips that you want to give me maybe regarding these 3 aspects into your life, I would love to hear what you do to stay on track on your goals in the summer, because I could always use that extra motivation and push. Go chat with me on social media. I hope you enjoyed today's episode. Thank you so much. Stay positive, stay happy, and enjoy your summer. Thank you. Till next time. Bye.
You've been listening to the Golden State Media Concepts Life and Happiness Podcast, part of the GSMC Podcast Network. You can find the show and others like it at www.gsmcpodcast.com. Download our podcasts on iTunes, Stitcher, SoundCloud, Google Play, or anywhere you find podcasts. Just type in GSMC to find all of our shows. From the GSMC Podcast Network, from sex and relationships to health and wellness, life and happiness, and even weird news. You can also follow us on Twitter and Facebook. Thank you, and we hope you have enjoyed today's episode of the Golden State Media Concepts Life and Happiness Podcast.